There's a million different things that go into trading. I mean, it never ends. But today, I'm going to talk about the 3 most important indicators that you need to focus on. I mean, if you can't read these or interpret these, avoid everything else, okay? Avoid everything else until you master these 3 key indicators. Hey everyone, Lead Trainer with Stocks and Trade, Tim Bowen here. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share these videos with your friends. We love bringing all this information. We'd really like to reach out to as many as possible. And if you're on YouTube, ring that bell to get notified as soon as we drop a new video or go live. Then, if you're looking to take your trade to the next level, check out the Steady Trade team. It's a mentorship program. I'm super proud of it. Twice daily webinars every single trading day. Would love to see you in that small group and get started with you tomorrow. All right, let's talk about the 3 simplest, but if you'll hear me say this a lot, I think that many people overcomplicate trading. I mean, that old saying of KISS, keep it simple, stupid, especially when you're getting started. I tell you, I was there. I've done this. I remember I was getting started. Somebody would mention MACD. I'd add MACD to my charts. Someone would say, hey, Bollinger Bands, or I'd read about Fibonacci or EMAs and SMAs or the Ikemocho Cloud, which is a real indicator, by the way. But I mean, there's hundreds of these indicators. And what I don't want you to do is fall into that trap of adding too many indicators. There's this great image, you can Google it, where it's like, the guy intentionally just drew 1,000 lines, added every single indicator, and then he puts, oh, there's the bottom. Can you see it? It's this ridiculous image of just it looks like lines just everywhere. And I fell into that trap of I look back at some of my screenshots that I shared or saved for charts, and I'm like, why did I even have this stuff on here? Okay. So let's get started. Keep it simple. These are the 3 I want you to focus on. Number 1, first green day. Okay, this is that number 1 pattern in low price stocks that we look for. And what we're looking for is, I've got Twitter on screen right now. This was a beautiful dip and rip this morning, but you were just looking for that first huge green day with news. Twitter had earnings as well as they had a conference call crushing the numbers. Just users, engagement, everything's through the roof. And of course it hit all-time highs. Twitter IPO'd almost a decade ago, and here it is, all-time highs, which is not a surprise in 2021. But that's what we're looking for, is that first big green day. One of the best ways to do that, check out the trial of Stocks to Trade. We have hundreds of built-in scans that are looking for those big gainers with volume, looking for those first green days. That's that number 1 pattern. Get out of this mindset of trying to pick losers. It's one of the things that drives me nuts more than anything is when you've got 5 stocks, big gainers, hot sectors ripping, and then someone will ask me about this stock that's like on multi-year lows and it's trading like 5,000 shares a day. I'm like, do you not see all of these beautiful first green days over here? Why are you asking me about this dead stock that's it's like J.C. Penney or something, or it's like this dying retailer barely trading on decade lows. Look at these beautiful first green days. So, all right, that being said, check out the Stocks to Trade trial. We've got all the scans built in. We've got Oracle. We got the new high a day scan. We've got everything to spot those first big movers of the day. Next thing is volume. At the end of the day, the saying goes, only price matters. Only the price action matters. But I tell you, price action, number 1, first green day is a price action indicator. But you talk about like a half a step behind at the finish line in second place is volume. I joked about that illiquid stock that's barely moving. Focus on the highest volume stocks of the day. I'll always remember May 15th, 2020. You'll hear me reference this a lot. That was the day SRNE traded 500 million shares in one day. And that day, for me, will forever change in infamy or live in infamy because after volume had already been growing through the coronavirus and the shutdown, but something shifted on May 15th and the volume just exploded. Commission-free trading, Robinhood, Reddit, gambling, all this stuff. Now, there's so many liquid stocks. I mean, we see billions of shares traded. And I'm not talking, thousandth of a penny stocks. We'll see $3, $4, $5 stocks, even higher, trade a billion shares in a day. Number one thing I want you to do when you're running those first green day scans, when you're running those big gainer scans, sort by volume. You can do that in any charting package or stocks to trade, just like in Excel. Hit that volume panel or volume column and start at the highest volume plays. And the lower the volume, the more you should just get it off your list. Sort by the biggest gainers of the day, and then focus on the top 5 most liquid plays of the day. Ignore low volume stuff. Next thing, VWAP. If you're not familiar with VWAP, volume weighted average price, you can check out the archive. If you're on the pre-market prep, I don't think I go a single webinar without mentioning VWAP. You'll hear it over and over again. And, I'll talk about it, but you might ask why? Why VWAP? You just said a little while ago, Tim, avoid too many technical indicators. Well, the beauty of VWAP right now, and this wasn't always true, but right now, every single day trader, I tell this story, obviously I could never do this, but in my mind, if you could peer into the trading rooms of every single day trader, I can almost guarantee you 99.999% of them are running VWAP on their charts, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, one of the reasons stocks spike when they break VWAP is everybody's buying above VWAP. One of the reasons stocks tank when they go through VWAP is people are selling below VWAP or shorting below VWAP, which is more selling. So that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy at the end of the day. If everyone's buying moves through VWAP, that's why the stock spikes. If everybody's selling moves down through VWAP, that's why they yank. So follow the crowd. And I know maybe if you follow conventional knowledge, that might sound bad. But remember, in short-term trading, day trading, you're riding the wave, okay? You're not trying to guess. You're not trying to anticipate. You're just, maybe you've surfed, maybe you haven't. I've never surfed, but I understand how it works. You're just jumping on that wave and riding it as long as possible. That's what we do in short-term trading. Everybody's trading VWAP. VWAP breaks work both for longs and shorts. That's one of the great things about it. So whatever your bias is, it works either bias. VWAP fails are killer shorts, especially in the afternoon. VWAP breaks are killer buys, particularly in the afternoon, which is the best time to be trading if you're a newer trader. So, simple stuff. Keep it simple, my friends. And like I said, learn from my mistakes. I think back, I got started 2007, and again, I remember having 5, 6, 7, probably, I don't know about 10, but maybe 8 or 9 indicators on my chart. I didn't even know what they were. I mean, it's like I said, I had Bollinger Bands and EMA and all this and Fibonacci's. I didn't even know what they were. Why do I have them on my chart? Master price action, first green day, volume, VWAP, then branch out. But don't add another indicator till you've got price action, volume, and VWAP mastered. And if you want to master these indicators and learn how they work, check out the Steady Trade team. It's the best way to do it. Twice a day, every single day. I'm never late. I'm always there for you. I answer every single question for 45 minutes. You're never more than a couple hours away from getting your question answered or seeing a chart. If you're like, hey, what do you think about VWAP here? What do you think about this red to green? Or what do you think of the volume right now? Wait a couple hours, live webinar. Check out the Steady Trade team, and I look forward to working with you.